Okay. I have decided that the book we're going to read today is Harold's Harold in the Purple Crayon. Awesome. We're gonna read Harold in the Purple Crayon. Harold in the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. Harold in the Purple Crayon. Harold scribbled all over with that purple crayon. Harold. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight, and he needed something to walk on. So Harold drew a moon with the crayon, and he's drawing a sidewalk. Do you have a purple crayon, boys and girls? After this book, after this video, why don't you get your purple crayon and draw a picture with your purple crayon like Apple? He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on that long straight path. So he left the path for a short cut across a field. And the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. After this book and after this video, you can get your purple crayon and you can draw some of the things you remember that Harold drew. A moon, a sidewalk. He's drawing a tree for the forest. Make sure you do this with your purple crayon. Ask your mother or your father's permission to get a piece of paper and a purple crayon so you can draw. It turned out to be an apple tree. Make sure you put some apples on your tree with your purple crayon. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. Oh! It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Ooh. Suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. You can also draw a boat. You can draw everything that Harold's drawing in this book with your paper and your purple crayon. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. Look at Harold's boat. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. Do you see? Harold even drew an anchor for his little boat. The anchor is to keep the boat stationary so it won't move. It's when you want to park your boat. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and he thought of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice simple picnic lunch. Can you draw on your piece of paper with your purple crayon a picnic blanket and a picnic plate with some picnic food? There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. Harold made 9 pies. He drew 9 pies with his purple crayon. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. Check Harold out and all 9 of his pies. I'm going to pause for a minute and try to think. 9 pies. Let me see what type of pies he could have made. He could have made 3 apple pies, 2 peach pies, 2 blueberry pies, and 2 cherry pies. That's 9 pies. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Can you draw a moose and a porcupine? You can try. I want to see what your moose looks like and what your porcupine looks like. I want to see all your pictures with your purple crayon. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see. So he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped, and there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. Oh no, Harold's falling. But luckily he kept his wits and his purple crayon, and he made a balloon, and he grabbed onto it. Can you draw a balloon with your purple crayon? And he made a basket under the balloon, big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. That looks like a hot air balloon that Harold drew. A hot air balloon is the balloon you can ride up in the sky in. You can stand in the bottom part of the balloon. Wow. And it floats high in the sky, the hot air balloon. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. Can you make a house with windows with your purple crayon and your piece of paper? I'd love to see all the pictures that you draw with your paper and your purple crayon. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. Can you make a big building full of windows with your piece of paper and your purple crayon? He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. Can you make a whole city full of windows with your piece of paper and your purple crayon? I'd love to see your picture. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly Harold remembered. You can also try to draw a policeman with your piece of paper and your purple crayon. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. Can you draw a bed with your piece of paper and your purple crayon? The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. Good night, Harold. Good night. And that was Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. What a great book. What was that? What was that you said? Oh, I think I hear my lightning bugs. Oh, I hear my fireflies. You're saying you want to hear that song I made up again? Okay. I thought you'd never ask. The more I live, the more I learn to love. The more I love, the more my heart is full. The more I forgive, the more I learn to grow. The more I grow, the more my light shines bright. My bright light. I'd like to thank you once again for watching. Shine bright, bright light, shine bright. Shine bright, my lightning bug, shine bright. Shine bright, my firefly, shine bright. Oh, shine bright. I had to fix my wig because I feel like I'm losing it. Wouldn't you think that was so funny to see? My wig fall right on off my head. Ha ha ha, not today. No, 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 no way. Until next time, my lightning bugs and my fireflies, I hope to see you later, and I hope to see you soon. Oh, I hope to see you later, and I hope to see you real, real soon. Remember to drink your water. Remember to eat some vegetables. Remember to eat some fruit. Remember, don't you forget to brush those teeth. Brush them, brush them, brush them for at least 3 minutes long. Brush them, brush them, brush them. And until we meet again, stay healthy and stay safe. So long, my lightning bugs. See you later, my fireflies. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you real soon.